Living on the road, my friend, supposed to keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron and your breath as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but a favorite one it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye, when you sank into a dream. Pancho, he's a bandit boy, horse as fast as polished steel. Wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho made his match, in the deserts down in Mexico. No one heard his dying words. Oh, but that's the way it goes. Hey! Welcome to the Main Stage Music weekly live stream. I am Brad, local know-it-all. No, just kidding. I am your host, and you are my guests. And this week, we wanted to talk about a really cool piece of gear, because that's what we're all about, is trying to share neat things with you guys. And so, first of all, I want to say thanks for watching. Tell all your friends to come and join us. It's a fun time, blah, blah, blah. But most importantly, we welcome your feedback. We want to hear your questions. We want to hear your concerns, your hopes, your feelings, your dreams about this piece of gear, of course. So that being said, for all of y'all watching on Facebook, we're also on YouTube, if that's easier for you all to watch on your Vizio smart TVs and your homes and so on and so forth. So if you're not already a fan of us on YouTube, hey, click on over there, hit subscribe and like and blah, blah, blah. And then you can watch these shows live or the old ones whenever you want. So anyway, so again, thank you so much for coming. You got to hear my very terrible rendition of Townes Van Zant's classic Pancho and Lefty, but you might be thinking, well, I can hear your voice just fine, but what are you playing through? So that's what we're talking about today. The piece of gear that we will be telling you all about is a very cool amplifier by a new company. And guess what their name is? Their company name is NuX. I guess it's because, first of all, it's new, and X because that sounds super cool, right? So NuX is a company that, I'll tell you, if we're going to say anything good about our recent pandemic problems, it's that there have been all sorts of cool things that we've been trying out because of these product crunches, right? So long story short, one thing that we've done is found a lot of new products out there that that we didn't carry before. Oh, here's my phone, by the way, so you can see I got zoomed in on this amplifier shot here. So anyways, NuX is one of those brands. Now, NuX is a technology company, first and foremost. They don't make guitars, they don't make lifestyle products. They make very cool tech. NuX is an Asian company, which, let's face it, all the best electronic companies are, right? And what they're doing is really listening to the needs that players have, and I have to say they're doing a fantastic job of answering the call of all the stuff that so many of y'all have come in and asked for. Man, I wish they make this or whatnot. NuX really does a great job of making that stuff, and this amp is a perfect example. Now, in our area, there are a lot of people who are getting compensated to create their craft, sing their song, tell their story, blah, 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 whether it's in smaller venues like a restaurant, perhaps you had the calling to play in church, okay? Or maybe you're just one of these guys that likes to play at home and sound good. Obviously, who doesn't like sounding good? So with NuX, this product right here is an acoustic amp at the core of it. It's an acoustic guitar amp. So obviously, I'm playing an acoustic guitar. So with this particular product, what makes it different? What makes it special? Well, first of all, you can see that it is a very nice, small, compact product. The back and sides are, nice hard wood, okay? So it's got a great look. It's very compact. So that's one thing that a lot of people come in for. They go, I'm getting older, and my back is, I'm not the guy I used to be, and so I want something that's lighter weight and so on and so forth. Hey, I get you. You're singing my song, all right? But of course they want to sound good. So in here you have a couple of speakers. You have a tweeter for the high frequency sound, and you have a woofer, which I believe is an 8-inch. I could be wrong, but it's smaller, okay? Now another thing is that it has 2 channels. Hey, let's go ahead and put a picture of the top panel, because the way our cameras are set up, look at that. I'm telling you what, our producer, who, by the way, I have to tell you, is the best looking producer I have ever seen. We'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, so anyways, you can see that it has 2 channels, okay? Channel 1 is the one I'm plugged into right now. It's your guitar input, okay? So you can see it's very plainly laid out. There's not a bunch of menus and so on. You have, from the top there, you have your gain control, which is just how sensitive or how loud that particular channel is. You have built-in chorus and reverb effects. And then on the bottom, you have bass, middle, and treble, which are just equalizer. In the bottom corner, you have a little function they call color, which is really just call it a alternate tone button, which I'll demonstrate here in a second. Now, if you look at channel 2, you'll notice that weird looking plug there. That plug is called a combination jack. It was invented by Neutrik. So you can plug either an XLR cable, like a microphone cable, into that, or you can plug a simple 1/4-inch jack right into the middle. So this amp you can use for 2 guitar players. You can use for a guitar player while he's singing, so a microphone. Or, you know, if you think about it, a lot of guys are going, well, I don't have a pickup in my guitar. You can take that channel 2 and use it for a microphone to mic on a guitar. Now, you'll notice on channel 2, it also has the same exact matching controls, right? That means that the chorus and reverb on both channel 1 and channel 2 are independent of each other. Why is that important? Well, really simple. Let's say that your vocal, let's say you're plugging channel 2 into your microphone, right? And you wanted a really syrupy, reverb effect. So actually, here, let's do a demonstration of that. Hey, go ahead and put some really syrupy reverb on my vocal, okay? So obviously you can hear, oh, there we go. Hey, that sounds pretty like I'm in a cave, right? So you might think, you know, for a specific song, you'd want to have a deep, you know, reverb like that. Like, let's say, Big John. Big John, ooh. See, a song like that, you'd want to sound like you're at the bottom of a coal mine, right? Well, so with this amplifier, you can turn the reverb down a little bit. I know it sounds awesome and dramatic, but whatever. But with this channel 2, you could actually add that deep reverb sound for your vocal if the guitar you didn't necessarily want to have as much syrupy reverb on it. That's a cool feature. See, a lot of amplifiers will have just one reverb or one, you know, chorus effect for both channels. This one, it's independent of each other. That's super hip. You'll also notice that it has that same tone feature, okay, on the channel 2, but they call it phase. Now you might wonder, what does phase mean? Well, it's very simple, actually. Sound travels in waves, right? So let's say sound is going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. What phase does is it simply reverses that. So now the peak is now the valley. Now you might think, well, what does that matter? It's honestly, it really just comes down to tone. Sometimes having that phase sound will not have you conflicting as much with the other channel, because if both are moving at the same phase, it might give a canceling effect. So having a phase reverse, effectively, an altering one, will make it sound tighter. Okay. Now I don't have my microphone plugged into that channel to demonstrate it, but if you come to the store, you'll hear exactly what it sounds like. So let's go over the tone features on the guitar channel, because that is what I'm using. Okay. Now right now, I have the equalizer set at just halfway. So I'm not boosting any EQ and I'm not removing any, okay? But let's say you wanted to have your guitar sound beefier. You simply turn the bass control up and listen to this. Sounds thicker. If you want it to sound even better, roll the treble back. It's like you almost get a different sound of guitar in general. with the equalizer, you really have a wide array of different sounds and so on that you can get simply by turning a few knobs. Now you might think, well, hey, why do I even care about that? Well, truthfully, the reason is different rooms. So let's say you're playing a restaurant, or let's say you're playing a patio, right? They're going to sound different. And so having EQ that's very easy to manipulate on the fly will make it very simple for you to sound good wherever you happen to be, okay? So it's good to have that. And I understand, as a guy who's been playing guitar for a living longer than I haven't, that you don't want to have to sit there and piddle through menus and whatnot if you're on the fly, just wanting to sound good quick. This amp is very simple. What now? Oh, hey, we got some comments here. Let me get right on that for you guys. First of all, hey, thank you all for watching, blah, 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 blah. Can you plug a guitar in the amp? Absolutely. I would almost wager that the people at NuX wanted guitar players like you, Ryan, to play this amplifier with your guitar. The nice thing, again, Ryan's question, some people might think is cheeky, but it really isn't. Because this amplifier has both a high frequency driver and a woofer, it will control a full range of sounds, including different keyboard sounds. You'll get all the sparkle and all the rumble that you need, no problemo. Now, so you might think, well, hey, you know, that's cool and all. I appreciate you telling me about this amp. It sounds pretty good, right? You might wonder if you guys saw that other, actually, go click back to the picture of the amplifier here. You notice that there's no microphone here? Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, it sounds crystal clear through my live stream. How is that? It's because the back of this amplifier features some very cool features as well. Let's go ahead and show a picture of the back of the amplifier. So on the back of the amplifier, you have obviously your output for power. You have what they call send and return. That's called an effects loop. Then aux in, line out, and DI out. That is an XLR output, which allows you to have a balanced plug going right from your amplifier directly into a sound system. Now you might think, well, that's all well and good, but I'm just playing at a small restaurant. What sound system am I plugging into? Well, that's fine. It may not work for you. But this amp, let's say someone was playing at a larger venue, maybe at a house of worship or in a larger stage where they're plugging into a sound system. You can take your amplifier here, okay, this NuX, plug it right from the amp into the sound system just using a simple microphone cable, and listen, it's dead silent. It's on right now. No buzzing, no hum, none of that stuff because of the built-in DI out. Now, a little side note here. At first, we were testing our sound before we went on air, and I said, I'm hearing a buzz. You know what? Maybe I should just run this very costly Radial brand DI. It's about a $250 DI box. And it was still there. Well, it turns out that she just had the gain turned way high, and this DI is as quiet as the very costly external DI box that we had. So, it's really a good quality DI as well. I mean, you're hearing it right now. So whether you're doing live streams like this, playing live, whatever, or recording, boom, straight from an XLR output right into your PA, your DAW, wherever you're doing. So very cool feature with that as well. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Now, some people go, hey, I've got an amp, I've got a Fishman, or I've got a Black Star, I've got a Roland, or, any number of brands. What makes this one special? I've seen this before. I'll tell you what makes it really special: the foot switch. Now you might think, well, how stupid is that? A foot switch? I mean, what's the big deal about that? I can turn my amp on and off. But this foot switch, hang on one second, I'm just going to grab it. This foot switch is tiny. And you might think, wait a minute, look, Ma, no wires. What's that all about? Let me tell you something. Anyone who's played a venue before, whether it's, again, doesn't matter what the venue is. It could be a small restaurant, a big, concert hall. Cables, they look bad. They're just in the way. It's always something, right? So NuX is the first company I've seen. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to comment. It's the first company I've seen that does a wireless foot switch. So this foot switch uses the Bluetooth technology, okay, just like your phone, to hook this directly into the amplifier without any cables. So you just turn it on, it pairs, it works. How cool is that? Now you might think, well, what features does it control? Well, you have 4 buttons here. They're all widely spaced, which is also important because if you've got a boot, you know, and not like a little pointy high-heeled shoe, okay, you can easily press these buttons without worrying about pressing 2 buttons at the same time. Okay, we got some comments coming in. But that is an important feature, okay, because most of us have human-sized feet and not little elf feet. And so having the buttons spaced wider apart is a very functional issue. But then I'm going to show you some neat features. Hang on a sec. I got some comments. Let me put this on the floor. Hang on a sec. All right. Comments are coming in. Does the DI or line out cancel the sound coming from the speaker when you plug into either of them? No, it does not. Matter of fact, we've got a whole little audience of people here. Hey, everybody, why don't you yell or something like that? Hey, there's people here in the studio tonight. So they can hear the amp just fine, okay? So it does not mute the speaker when you use the line out on this. So in other words, you can use it as a monitor on stage as well. Well, the sound guy is able to control you through the house. So that's a great question, and absolutely. I just dropped, and Brad said he was getting a buzz. Hey, man, everybody likes to get a buzz sometime. Let's just, roll with that. Hobbit feet. Yes, I'm sure Hobbit feet would work perfectly fine on this as well. Although, the hairy tops, little wax, little whatever, that clean that up really nicely. So now the foot switch, which is included, this is not an additional cost, okay, unlocks some secret features that this amplifier has that you guys are really going to like. That make it unique to this brand, okay? So far, all the issues are the features that I've shared with you guys can be found on other amplifiers, but the features that I'm going to show you now with the foot switch make this unique to this particular brand, okay? So now on the far left, that will activate a looper. Now, for all of y'all who've maybe been buried in the sand for the last, 15 years, you might go, what's a looper? A looper is an absolutely necessary tool for the modern solo acoustic guy, okay? It effectively allows you to record yourself, and then, you can push the button, it stops, and then it loops that around in a circle. Let me give you a quick demonstration of what a looper sounds like, okay? So I gotta adjust myself here so I can get so I'm going to trigger the looper with my foot when I want to start. So it's not like you push it and then wait and then start. When you hit the button, it's recording. And when I'm done with the phrase I want to loop, then I push it again and it starts to loop. Hear that? Turn it off, you simply push twice, and it's off. Now you might think, well, now it's saved in there, right? If I push the looper again, it starts back up again. If I push it twice again, it'll stop. If I want to erase that, I simply push it and hold it, and it erases it, and then we're right back to the beginning. So you might be thinking, okay, that's pretty cool. I agree. It is really neat. See, songs are really just long loops. Okay, so some of the easier songs, that we all know and love, okay, are really just 3 chords played over and over and over again, right? So think about this. With a looper, you can play those 3 chord songs, let it loop, and now you can play lead and sing on top of it with this amplifier. So guitar in channel 1, microphone, channel 2, put a little reverb, little zazz on there, and then you can create a loop and really entertain the whole crowd. Let me demonstrate. Now, you might be thinking, oh, great, another tool to play Sweet Home Alabama. But that was just a demonstration. There's so many songs that you're only limited, this tool will only limit you by your imagination. Okay, I'm going to delete that loop real quick. That was that simple. There's, the more creative you get with your loops, okay, the more fun that you can have with this looper. So you might think, well, wait a minute, how much more creative can you get? You play your guitar, okay, you play it in a loop, you know, so on and so forth. Hey man, if I have to teach you what creativity means, you're in the wrong business, okay? I'm just telling you. But I mean, there's some pretty amazing loop-based artists who using a single button looper can create soundscapes and whatnot that will just blow your mind. There's so many neat features with that. Okay, so more questions. Does the foot switch allow you to control the looper on both channels, or is it the looper isolated to the one channel loop during a performance? Great question. So far as I know, it's only on channel 1, so the guitar. But you know what? I've not tried it, so you know what? Let's try it. I'm going to unplug from channel 1. See, no sound. Now I'm on channel 2. So let's find out if it records. Oh, it works. I love these questions. See, I never knew that until just now. So, yes, the looper works on both the microphone and the guitar channels. Plug back in the channel that had some reverb. Now, you might think, well, why is that important? Well, because that means if you plug a microphone in, you can loop your vocal. Yeah, how cool is that, right? So, great question, Ryan. I appreciate that. Now you've answered a question for me. So, all right, another cool thing about the foot switch. You can adjust the chorus and the reverb from the foot switch as well. So right now they're both active. Let me put some chorusy setting on here. Let's say I want to turn the chorus off. I just push the chorus button. And there it's off. Turn the reverb off. Yeah, who wants a dry guitar song? Oh, more questions, I like it. You know what, I don't see where you would do that on here. There's not like a little, there's 4 buttons, okay? And none of them say switch from looper A to looper B. So you might think, well, how do you know, let's say I wanted to have a guitar loop and then have a vocal loop. I think anything that's being plugged into it, I could be wrong, but I don't see anywhere you could adjust it, is going to be recorded. Okay, so that looper is recording whatever's coming in channel 1 or channel 2. Now you might be thinking, well, what if I wanted to first do a guitar loop and then do a vocal loop? Well, all you have to do is push the button once it's, here, let me just demonstrate it for you. Okay, so we're going to create a loop. we got a loop going on, right? So let's say we want to add to the loop. We're going to press the button one time. If you wanted that loop, the first one to be guitar, I'm just erasing it, and then you wanted the second one to be vocal, push the button one more time, sing or whatever, you channel to it, okay? Hey, that's a cool line, channel to it. And boom, you can do both simultaneously without having to worry about pushing buttons or whatever with your fingers or adjusting something live. That's pretty cool. Excellent questions. Okay, so yeah, so you can hear that I can turn, this is just dry, right? So if I wanted some chorus, let's push the chorus button. I was standing. I'm no Timothy B. Schmidt. You'll have to forgive me. But man, every time you hear chorusing, you want to just play that Timothy B. Schmidt stuff, right? Okay, so yeah, just turn the chorus and reverb on with the foot switch here. And Bob's your uncle? It's on. Okay, another cool, well, awesome. You're welcome. He said, great demo, so on and so forth. You guys rock. Okay, so you might think, wait a minute, you've talked about 3 switches, but I did count 4 buttons. What's the 4th one, the second one from the left? That's a really cool feature. Okay, that is a built-in metronome. I know that's really lame, right? Well, first of all, if you listen to it, that's actually a sampled sound of some guy using sticks, right? But wait, if you push and hold it, there are different patterns. Let's try this one. Built into it. Oh, that's in pattern mode. Okay, that's cool. So it's really cool. You've got one button to trigger it on. If you press and hold it, it goes to pattern mode where you can choose different patterns, okay? When you pick the pattern you like, you push and hold it, takes it back to start, stop, and it quits. Another cool feature that it has is a tap tempo, okay? So with tap tempo, let's say you're standing up and you want it to be faster, okay? Let's go faster. Let's see when it's this fast. Uh-oh. Oh. Kind of like Jimi Hendrix Calypso style, right? So you push it, hold it to get to the different patterns. Oh man, got some of that sexual healing going on there. Okay, so there's your good old classic rock. So let's say you want it faster, switch it over to the, you press and hold it to the back, and you tap how fast you want it to go. see if we can go slow. Or fast. Here's something I kind of want to try. Does the looper work with the drum machine? You know what? Did anybody ask that? Let me just check before I... Does the master knob control the volume on the drum machine? Let's find out. Yep. Did you hear it go up and down? Yeah? But now, I'll tell you, in all fairness, it didn't sound like it went up in my earphones. Did it go up? Is it going higher? It is going up, okay. So it definitely goes up and down when you turn the master volume control on. Okay, so I wonder if the looper works. Slow jam. So let's do a loop and see if it works. No hands. My name's John Lee Pettymore. Same as my daddy and his daddy before. You never saw granddaddy around here. Okay, and see, I double tapped the looper and it turned the drum machine off. How cool is that, too? I'm just cutting that off. This amp is very cool, all right? Hands down. Okay, more comments. The master controls the output volume on the speaker, but doesn't affect the volume on the DI out. That is true, because I couldn't hear it in my... this is a great product. I completely agree. And I'm poorly demoing this thing, and it's still... You guys still think it's great. All right. So now the last question, okay? What does it cost? Okay, I know it. You think it's expensive. It's actually not. That's the best part about this product line. They don't have a bunch of fancy spokesmen and whatnot. This amp's only $399. $399? Are you out of your mind? I guess. I don't know. I don't come up with the prices. But yeah, it comes with the foot switch, drum machine, effects, looper, killer amplifier, portable, well-built, blah, 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 for $399. I'm telling you, it's a cool piece of gear. And if you're someone like myself who has made a living or supplemented their income in using tools like this, whether it's at a restaurant, parties, whatever, obviously y'all know that the less stuff that you have to haul in, right? And the less money that you have to spend up front for your tools, as long as they last, right? Just mean that your craft is going to be better capitalized after it's all said and done. You make more money, okay? And guess what? It's a fun product that your audience is going to dig when you're coming up with these cool little loops and stuff like that. So Again, the NUX Stageman, it's called the Stageman 50. It's 50 watts. It's very portable. It's available, I wish I could say exclusively, but you know, in our area, it is exclusively at Main Stage Music. Does it have a tuner? You know what? I don't know. Let's find out. Well, it does have the ability to change between two. Okay, another question for Ryan, by the way. I just noticed that if you push both the chorus and reverb buttons at the end, you can turn the reverb and chorus on for channel 1 or channel 2. That's cool. So I'm going to... Okay, that doesn't do it. So if it has a tuner, I don't see where it is, okay? So maybe it doesn't have a tuner, but whatever, that's $20, so no big deal. If it doesn't, maybe they're going to add some software fix or something. I don't know. But right now I can't see any tuner on there. So anyways, that being said, you definitely want to come check one of these out. Very cool product. We're all about the NUX stuff. We've sold so much of this stuff. And honestly, I can't even think of any warranty issues that we've had with it. Okay, it just works. It works really well. So I encourage you to come down and check out the NUX Stageman 50. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure you let all your friends know what a good time you had at the Main Stage Music weekly live stream.